You're listening to the Potaholics Comedy Network. Potaholics.com.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're
Hey,
great.
Derek.
Are we going to have nicknames for each other each episode?
You're
I think
great.
we should.
You're great.
I'm Underboob. That's the original. That's the OG. So you're Nev Nips, I'm Underboob.
Oh wait, let's not give away the studio production value we have here.
Pretty low.
You're probably going to sing anyway, so you might as well just use
That's
that
a
part,
good
you
point.
know? You ready?
My name is Buck, and I like to cook.
You're great. You're great. You're great.
This is already a goofy one.
I kind of like that I get to start it now. This
You
is
like
fun
it?
for
You're
me,
in
yeah.
control of it now.
You're great. So when you say something fucking crazy,
Like fucking dumb.
fucking dumb.
I think cuck is a funny insult
That is a...
because it sounds ridiculous.
I'm just very confused as to what that means, but
I think, see, what it's supposed to mean is, I think it's supposed to mean, oh, you're such a wuss, you let some other people bang your wife or girlfriend.
like cuckold, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
in reality, what it means is it just sounds weird. It just is a weird
Yeah,
word.
I didn't really understand how it came about, but that's what we're here to tackle on the Hug Life Podcast.
Well, welcome to the Hug Life Podcast. I am Monica Nevi.
And I am Mike Coletta.
That's our name.
Yeah, and this is our podcast where we talk about slang terms.
And positivity and love
Positive
and magic.
slang terms, you
and-
beautiful cuck. Sorry. That's a
Yeah.
weird word to say. I really don't like it.
I don't like it either. It sounds hard to come out.
And it's almost close to cunt. And
It is.
Yeah.
And you'd rather just say that word if you were going to go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd
Yeah.
rather just say
If you're
it.
really trying to hurt somebody,
Do you really want to hurt
get him in
me?
the axe wound. I'm so sorry. This is going to be...
Get him in the axe wound.
I'm already going to apologize. Okay. What were we talking about? Oh, I do think we should really... Is it keep it coming love or keep it common law?
I say keep it common law. Keep it
So
common law.
you're on the stance
Talking
that it was
about
written...
living for 7 years and then you're married to the person you live
it
with.
was pre-gay marriage and they want to keep it like that.
Yeah, it's a very
Keep it
aggressive
common law,
anti-gay
okay?
marriage song,
Not-
but it sounds so cheery. It's confusing.
Or is it keep it common love?
I think
Like, I don't know what that would mean. Like,
common love, is that like normal love?
yeah, they'd be like, nothing kinky.
Don't get weird in here. Put those whips and chains away, Brenda.
Get your finger out of there,
Get your finger out of there, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. How many people are in here?
Take out your ball gag, Janice.
Janice from HR. She does seem like
she
a
always does
ball
that.
gig kind of girl.
She does that stuff. She's
Oh,
weird.
Lord.
Anyway, Monica, where are you going to be this? Well, you know what? We don't really know where this be. We're
We're a little bit in advance
yeah,
here,
truth be
but
told. So you can go to what website? You're MonicaNevi.com.
MonicaNevi.com, and there's a button that says "See Me Live."
And you can look at that. And you also have blogs and stuff on there and burps.
I do
You
have
record your burps and you
blogs and
upload them to the website.
Other information,
Mm-hmm.
videos.
Videos, as they say.
Yep.
You can go to ColettaComedy.com and you can see a video of me doing stand-up from Sketchfest in 2013.
Oh, cool.
And you can be like, wow, he's grown so much since then.
Or I shrunk so much. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good point. Maybe I've gotten smaller. Who knows?
Well, the scale does.
Scale knows.
And maybe the listeners, when they go and watch that video.
Old James Scale
Bye, Glenn.
knows. Bye, Glenn. Have fun at your show.
Yeah, we'll miss you.
Miss you, Glenn. I actually couldn't hear what he
It's
said
our
because my
roommate,
headphones
Glenn.
are on. What did he say?
He said so much.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah,
Anyways.
go to MonicaNevi.com or ColettaComedy.com. Also on MonicaNevi.com, you can go to the Amazon banner.
Oh,
and you
yeah,
can
right there.
shop
It's on
as
my
you normally
bio
would.
page that's called This Bitch.
Mhm, and then you could go find that song we were singing and tell us
And tell us what the
exactly
fucking
what
words
the
are.
words are.
I'm sure some of you know. If you want to tweet us at Monica Nevi or at me Coletta, you can tell us what the actual words
Keep
are.
it
We know that we could
coming
look it
on.
up, but
It's not fun that way.
we don't want to.
I want to live in an age of mystery again, so I don't want to look it up. you
Yeah,
know?
it is
Living
interesting.
in
It's
a
hard to know so
mystery.
much, you know?
It is. I don't want
It's
to know a
stressful
lot.
to know so much.
It's more fun being blissfully ignorant.
I agree.
You know, it's
I
nice
think.
that way.
Yeah. Yes.
Any hoozle.
Okay.
You can also rate and review and subscribe to this podcast on any podcasting service you use. It could be iTunes or Stitcher or Google Play, or you can just have a friend read a transcript of the podcast to you in our
That's
voices.
what I like to do.
Yeah.
I like to get some of. It's practice for Glenn. Glenn's an actor. He's our roommate. And so we give him a transcript and they have to act us out.
What I do is I go into a room and I open Dragon Dictation on my computer.
Oh, okay.
And then I play our voices and Dragon Dictation dictates it.
Oh,
and
nice.
then I give that to Glenn and I turn on a video camera and I have him perform the whole
we have
podcast
him do a self-tape of
as a tape.
Our podcast.
And then I take that tape and I edit it down. I edit it down just so it's right on his face. Like even though I zoom it out, I actually zoom it in when I edit it, so it's just Glenn's face, and he's just saying the podcast.
And then you
to
save those for yourself.
No, I save it, and then I make sure it's Blu-ray, and I burn it to a Blu-ray disc. And I take my Xbox One and I put it in your room.
And then we watch it together?
I just bought an $800 Blu-ray projector and I put it on the wall and then we watch the tape together.
We watch it together.
That's
but
just
we
how
don't ever
we
show anyone else. But that's how we like to consume our own podcast.
All podcasts. I do that with everyone's podcast.
But, if iTunes or something is easier for you, then that's
yeah, I mean, if you want to be a quitter, that's fine.
Yeah.
Also, I want to let you guys know, if you like our new podcast logo, it was made by the wonderful Danny Dodge, and she has her own studio. It's called Studio Dodge. You can go to studiododge.com, and if you use the offer code HUGLIFE, you get 15% off anything.
What?
In the shop. Anything that's there.
Wow.
Anything that's there. Also, she has a special right now on watercolor commissions, and I wonder if you can finagle her into giving you 15% off the watercolor commission.
Yeah.
So then you can do it. I'm going to go to studiododge.com. Can you talk about it?
That
real
would
quick?
be a really nice gift for, the holidays are coming up.
The holidays are coming up.
Right. So you could get some, that's like a really, really special, like no one else is going to have that. You know what I mean? Like you have her make you something so special for this person. No one else is going to be able to get that for them.
You know what Danny made? Because I went to college with Danny, full disclosure. She's always been a very artsy person. I love her a lot. She makes great things. She would do really cool things. What she would do is our friends, she would paint their coffee tables for them.
What?
Just to add like a fun decoration to your home. And it's really, really cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and so you just have this awesome painted
you
coffee
had like
table.
a house party and everybody's like, where'd you get this table? And you're like, well, you can't get it.
Yeah.
You can't. I have Danny painted it.
I'm looking at all her.
That's really cool.
I'm looking at her prints right now. There's a naked lady with a space helmet on.
Cool.
I'm into that. It's invited to my nerdy things. It's a beautiful like flower painting too, and a pineapple painting. Ooh, it's just it's very nice. I highly recommend go to studiododge.com and check it out. And if you like, it's just a cool thing because having art makes you look really sophisticated.
It really does.
And
because I have a Scarface poster on my wall, and
she does not look sophisticated.
People walk in there and they're like, "Does an 18-year-old frat boy live here?" What's
people
happening?
walk in and I'm like, "Am I in a Winnebago right now?" That's what they say when they walk into a room.
There's 2 Gary Payton posters and a Scarface poster.
There's also,
but don't worry, it's not the classic front of Scarface. It's the when he's in the hot tub and he said, "Who do I trust? Me." And maybe that's why I have trust issues.
she has a mermaid picture.
Whoa. Ooh, that's
a mermaid
cool.
painting. And then she also has a painting of a lot of vaginas, and then
a lot of vagina from
a lot of vagina
from Awesome Powers.
No, a lot of nudes. I like nudes. She has a funny one called "Boob Sweat is my superpower." I think that's funny.
That's really funny.
And then also
I do like she's got some like silly and kind of cartoony looking stuff, and then she's got some really, really nice like sophisticated.
Yeah,
she can do anything. It's very
and that's
impressive.
why I highly recommend you commission her to do something. Make it your own. I commissioned her. How did I not talk about
Oh
this?
yeah, I was wondering if you
I
were gonna bring that
commissioned
up.
her to make a portrait of the cat for my girlfriend. I want to say our cat, but that might be too forward. But our cat,
be too forward.
Delilah.
After 9 years.
Delilah as a French general, and it came out amazing.
It does.
And
it looks so good.
It's on the mantle at Katie's house. I said her
and
name.
again,
Whatever.
no one is going to have that. You
No,
know?
yeah, it's just for us, and it's her thing, and she does. I can't stress it enough. Like, if you want art for your home, I highly recommend going through Danny.
It's really cool stuff.
And and tell her that we sent you, and everything's nice. It's good helping out your friends, and especially when they're so talented, like Danny is.
Absolutely, and she helped us out and a bunch of times, so it's great.
It's great. So
Anyways,
so
check it out.
check that ish out. And now Monica, do you have any lexical embraces?
I do have some lexical embraces. It's a little, technically it's preemptive, but I really need to embrace these people. So this is after the premiere of 80 for 80 has happened. Keep your eyes out for when it actually comes out. So I would like to lexically embrace For Culture. That's the organization that gave me the grant to do it.
For Culture, you're great.
And that's really cool. If you're an artist, because they're used to a little bit more classic forms of art, like this was, comedy, and they weren't really used to that, but they were excited about it. But they give grants to people doing a ton of different things. So if you are an artist, I suggest, in the Seattle, King County area, I suggest looking into them. And then also support the other stuff that people are doing. They do really cool, like a bunch of different stuff, music festivals and art, pieces that are put in places, murals, like a lot of different stuff. It's really cool. And it's hard to get money for stuff like that. And they gave it to us. So
yeah, For Culture.
Couldn't have made the project without them, and I really appreciate that. And then also Ruben Rodriguez and Richard Kilpatrick. Those are my editors / director, and I'm just so impressed with everything that they've done.
I've seen clips of it because I have the inside information because I kind of know the person that's involved in it. Ruben, we're really close with Ruben, and and it looks fucking great. It looks so good.
It just takes, this idea that I had and just the idea of me talking to someone to such a different level when it's edited and filmed like that.
Yeah,
and they just both
really
know
good.
so much about what they're doing and so much more about all of it than I did. And I'm so happy and we got lucky getting Richard involved, and just I'm always so impressed with Ruben. He does my meditations too, which will be back, by the way.
He's very talented.
I'm just
that
and I felt
Ruben Rodriguez,
such talented people willing to help me, and that it helped a lot, and it was really warmed to my heart. And then also Maddie Downs, because she was our PA when we filmed, but also she was a part of the premiere, and just she was very helpful, and it was fun to have another kind of just funny person.
She has her own web series.
She does have her own web series. It's called Northern Bells.
Northern Bells.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Maddie Downs, very funny comedian.
Absolutely.
Very good actor. And just, all around great person.
And then everybody that came to the premiere. Thank you. I mean, it's not really an event without people. Mm-hmm. I can't do this without an audience.
Oh, no. And we're going to, this is obviously, we told you, spoilers, that we're recording this before, but... we're going to have an episode where we really dive into it.
Yeah. We're
going to really talk about it.
Don't
and we're
worry.
Going to get into it. There might be a little spoiler action, you need to watch the show.
Yeah.
You need
definitely
to be in the groove.
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited for you. And
thank you.
It's very good. It's going to be so much fun. And now my lexical embrace.
Yeah.
And it is Halo Top ice cream.
What? Tell them about the Halo Top.
It's funny how yours is like a committed. Why can you eat that
on keto?
Okay, Halo Top ice cream, and I noticed this. This is where I was really kind of screwing up recently. Sea salt and caramel is the best flavor. I'm going to throw it out there. It has a higher sugar content than the other ones. It is protein-based, not dairy-based.
Okay.
So everything that would cause the sugar from the sucrose and dairy is not there. I think it's sucrose. Lactose? Something like that.
I don't know.
I think there's both in dairy. But anyway,
I mean, sucrose
that's
is
not
sugar,
there.
but
That's not there. And then also a lot of other keto-esque foods like Quest bars and stuff, they use erythritol, which is a plant alcohol sweetener substitute, which is technically natural. It sounds like it's chemical, but it's from plants.
So it's
from a plant. But that's how you can, and you're not, I can't eat a pint of it. I can and still technically be on keto and be in ketosis if it's all I eat that's got carbs in it for the day. But I try to just eat a fourth of it. It's so good though.
But it tastes good.
And now what I do is when I feel like eating ice cream and cheating, I eat a whole one of those and I don't feel nearly as bad if I eat a whole thing of Ben and Jerry's.
Even if you did go over your carbs, it's probably not that much.
I think the max out carbs on it, like when you eat a whole thing of a pint of it, is only 28 carbs.
Wow.
For a
whole
pint of ice cream.
Damn.
If you ate a pint of Ben and Jerry's, you're looking at 100 something.
Oh, yeah. That's
easy.
crazy.
So, yeah, it's and I think to be in ketosis, you need to be under 50 technically. You're supposed to be under 20 to be on keto, but under 50, you're still in it. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I've heard anyway. But it's good stuff. And it's definitely some weird flavors that you should avoid. But the sea salt and caramel is really good. The chocolate's really good. Some people like the cake batter. I thought it was okay. The key is you gotta let it sit on the counter for like 5 good minutes. Give it time to soften up
a little,
because it freezes harder than normal ice cream. So I'm just groping the air thinking about it. Kind of hungry, team. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I ate a mozzarella stick, cheese stick, but I'm feeling a little good.
That's all you have.
And my classy LaCroix because I am just the classiest. But yeah. Halo Top ice cream.
There you go. Good lexical embrace.
Check it out. And I like a company that's trying to do new things. And so it's
and I feel like they're providing some options in a healthy way, and that's good.
And if you're also lactose intolerant, I'm pretty sure you can eat it too. Yeah. So, and it's all over the place now. Like everyone has it.
Yeah, we saw it at Target. And
check out Halo Top ice cream. I love it.
Cool.
Are you ready for the next segment? Because I'm not ready yet, so don't say it yet. Talk about something else for like a second, like 2 seconds.
I will talk about something else. You said 2 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like that's up, but I'm sorry. I really didn't perform well under the...
yes, and I'm ready.
Okay.
Do you like how fast that was?
I was ready to work on it. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Hey, guys. Good news.
All right. This is a really exciting one. Protecting Rivers and Watersheds gets a $30 million boost from Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
What?
Enterprise Rent-A-Car apparently is a billion dollar company.
Wow,
their
I didn't
profits
know that.
they've grown to like all over the world. I think their profits last year were $22 billion
Holy
or something
crap.
like that. And
Holy.
they have
geez.
the fiscal year that ended July 31st, it was $22.3 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the Enterprise Foundation, and it donates tons of money to different stuff every year. Like we're talking here, I'll write it down. They donated $50 million in 2006 to the Arbor Day Foundation to plant 50 million trees by 2056. They donated $60 million to food banks over the next 6 years.
Wow.
They donated $30 billion to this watershed project. They and it's funny just like, because you think like renting a car, whatever, but they donated like $30 million to the Nature Conservancy, which operates in all 50 U.S. states and 34 countries. And they're making it so water is cleaner and sustainable for more people because they're thinking as the world overpopulates, which it is already, but as it populates even further,
right,
we need clean water. And we need the watersheds to like actually stay healthy and not dry up.
I think that's fantastic. I hope other big companies like that really take a page out of that book.
Because I think everyone knows about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and how kick-ass they are with like malaria. Yeah. And now they just announced this thing where they're doing something for dementia, where it's like $50 million towards dementia research specifically to try to like figure out brain diseases. But I thought this was great because who knew Enterprise Rent-A-Car was giving so much?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fantastic.
And are they the ones that'll come? Are they the ones that'll come and pick you up?
I think so.
I think that's them. So that's just a catchy slogan
they're
too.
The ones wrapped in a brown bag.
Also, my brother worked for Hertz and didn't like it, so go Enterprise.
Well, and I do think that like their business model is good. I had a friend that worked for them, and she was like really happy with it and the way that they treated her, and like it was like a program kind of thing where you could move up and all that stuff. So I think it's a good company overall.
I think so. And I really care about water and the earth.
Yeah, me too.
So it's important, especially as everything's depressing, to just make sure to plant a tree and look at it and then drink water.
Yeah.
I need Halo Top ice cream. Mm-hmm. We're paid for by Big Halo Top now. Did you guys know that? Bob Halo Top. That joke never gets old to me, but gets old to everyone else.
What, just putting a name in front of whatever the company is?
Oh, you mean...
Ralph Enterprise?
You mean Henrietta Best Buy? But it's pronounced Best Buy because it's like hyphenated.
Yeah, it's one. Okay.
But that's it. Monica, you want to close that issue out?
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, that was good news.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Our positive spin today I'm excited too.
Yeah.
It's the idea of chaperones, as in you're a chaperone or you're being chaperoned. And I think we should start with as kids being chaperoned.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking, for my original thought is always like dances, like high school dances, but then you're reminding me like field trips.
Field trips is what I thought
would come on your field trip, and you always wanted them. Like I always wanted my parents to be the chaperones, but it didn't always. They worked a lot, but they got to sometimes. I think my dad only went on like a couple, but my mom would go. And that was really fun.
It is fun.
Like I think as I got older, I didn't want them to be there because it was like making trouble or whatever, but I liked having them around, and Or like my best friend's parents would be on the field trip and I would like, I know this one, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's fun. And I'm trying to think of like, as a kid, why that would be.
I have a fun chaperone side story while you think.
Please
Is
tell
that okay?
us.
So when
Share with the group.
I turned 18 years old, I went on a trip to Europe as my senior trip.
Oh, yeah.
My mother was a chaperone.
There you go.
We had so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. It was a great time. But the big thing that happened with me, and this is a positive for me, is I liked when I was younger, especially a teenager, to be like buddies with other people's parents. I thought it was funny and I thought it was interesting to like talk to them about stuff. And there was this girl whose dad came to be a chaperone. Her name was Lindsay, and I had a huge crush on her at the time.
Right.
Okay, and I, she was great, fun, very smart, not interested. Classic story of me. But anyway, her dad, Ed, was a total badass. Like
What up, Ed?
He would play poker with us and drink wine with us.
Lexical embrace to Ed.
Like it was so fun because he was like the dude, the cool dad that became all of our cool dads on the trip. And then one night, this was so funny. My mom and Ed decided to take Lindsay and I out to dinner. This is one of the weirdest things that ever happened to me. It was like a chaperoned date. That's why I'm bringing this up. Because
weird.
It was so weird because I
maybe,
was like...
Did Jackie know that you liked Lindsay?
Probably.
So then maybe Ed was like, well, that seems fine.
Mike's an all right dude. Yeah. And so it was interesting because we were there and I would never have the stones,
so fucking
the
awkward.
stones, to, as people say, to ask a woman out, ask her out specifically at this time of my life on a date. But my mom was like,
we'll ask you for you.
Yeah, we're like, well, we're going with that. And now you're kind of there. If like your parents are there.
Things do change. I feel like, it's always a special event. It's either a field trip or a trip or something like that where the rules bend a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like everyone relaxes a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I went to Spain and no parents came with us. It was amazing. Just our two Spanish teachers. And my one teacher, Miss Schroeder, she was kind of like just a stress case in class, and like kind of people didn't love her. I really liked her, but and then the other one, Foley, she was like everybody's favorite, like super chill in class. But we went on this trip and Schroeder is the fucking coolest person ever and like just so funny and so chill, and like we weren't supposed to drink, but then we went to the club one night to see this band and Foley didn't come with us. And when we walked in, Schroeder turned around and goes, all right, everyone can have one. Do not tell her. Like, all right. So then we're like, there's like 16-year-olds with us, like, oh, it was so fun. And she was so funny. Like she's hilarious and like the coolest. And so then we got back, like she was just one of my favorite teachers ever. She came to our show before we left on tour.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's what's cool about... Wait, I think I met her at the bar afterward.
No, that was Foley. That was Aunt Mandy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
She wasn't as cool?
She's super cool, too. It was just not as obvious
she
until
was
we
worried
went.
about the rules.
She was my favorite teacher.
When I went to Europe with this trip, I ended up going... We were driving on a bus through Tuscany in the morning to get to Florence, I think, from Lucerne, if I remember, Switzerland.
Okay.
And we stop at like this... like place. It's like famous. It's a famous church with like these monks that were there or whatever, Catholic monks or something. I don't know religion. And the important thing is we stop at this little store nearby.
Say Catholic monks? I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
know.
that's wrong.
I think they're friar. I don't know what they are.
They're a priest?
But they're not priests.
like
they were
in the
like
robe
straight up
things?
monks though, is what I heard.
Okay, yeah.
But like European monks, like weird ones that
All
are just
right.
like, yeah. Like the kind in Monty Python that slap the Bibles on their heads. That kind.
Okay, cool.
But,
now I know. That's where I
you
get
know where I'm
religion
going?
from. Yeah.
But we ended up at this place that was like a kitschy shop. But this kitschy shop at 9:30 in the morning had liquor samples. And they were just shots. And I had like 10 of them.
What?
And I got hammered and rode this bus with my mom. And she knew. And she's like, just don't tell your father.
That's
like,
so funny.
So you kind of like in this...
Yeah,
if your
so
parents,
Jackie's like chilling out a little bit.
If your parents are your chaperone, you can learn how cool they are in certain situations. And also you want to befriend those older parents that are chaperones too, because it's like it always feels good when you're in a no pressure situation, especially when you're a teenager and you're always feeling weird anyway.
I'm thinking now, okay, so maybe this will ease us into the next part, maybe too soon, but I've always felt like my parents wanted to be cool. You know what I mean? Like when, not that they need to try that hard, they are pretty cool, but when they were on the field trip, like they wanted their group to like them or whatever, And so I think that's why everybody relaxes a little bit. Like you're like, oh, I'm the cool mom.
Mm-hmm.
You can drink and whatever. Like that's interesting. Cause I worked with kids forever, and it's not really a chaperone situation all the time, but you're in charge of kids and you want them to think you're the cool one for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And that's actually, it does lead into being a chaperone. You get the opportunity to be the cool chaperone that say you didn't have.
Right.
Because for every cool one, for every Ed and Jackie and Pam and Ron, okay,
right.
There's kind of a mean one or like a really overly stern one. And you don't want to be that person. So your opportunity as a chaperone is to be the cool guy.
Yeah.
And, this was actually, sorry, we're jumping all over the place, but can we go back to being a kid?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Please.
I don't like, oh God, this got real. I don't like planning things. And I loved having someone else in charge, that because I was a child and they were the chaperone, had to be in charge.
Mm-hmm.
I love following. I don't like I can lead, don't get me wrong, but there's something great about being like, we're going here, and you're just like, okay, and you just follow them. It's just easier,
That's hilarious.
And that's what it was like at like the Louvre when we went there on the trip and stuff like that.
That's true. I do remember that part of like going on field trips when I was a kid, and they'd be like, okay, now we go here, now we go here.
Yeah,
like
your agenda's all figured out for you.
Yeah, that's great. I hated like having to do stuff on field trips though, but when you were a kid and you'd go to like science center or something, they'd be like, you gotta fill all this shit out.
Can I tell you okay,
fuck you.
What's your favorite field trip? Not these trips, but field trip.
Oh man. What a interesting story. Question. Things are gonna go downhill.
I have one if you want to think about it.
Okay, I feel like you may have already thought of the answer. So
I went, this is a very Alaskan thing. We went to a fish hatchery. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But then we went to the river, and I was like, what's going to happen now? This is really weird. And this dude, it's about to get really dirty.
Yeah, what?
He took a salmon, a lady salmon, and he opened up the thing and showed us all, this is the eggs. This is the egg sac of the salmon. And he's like, this one's dead already. But I'm going to show you how a salmon would spawn. And then...
Did he fuck the salmon?
No, he squeezed a dead male salmon, like the Milt, that's what it's called, that came out of it, and he poured it on the salmon. He like jacked off a dead salmon and then inseminated another one. And as a kid, I thought that was so cool. And now as an adult, I'm like, what the fuck was that?
That's so weird. Right? But also we did that. We did like releasing salmon. Like we would, in elementary school, you would like, I think it was like the fourth graders would go and get them, and then you'd like raise them, and then the fifth graders would like take them back and you'd like,
Weird.
put them back in the water. And so this guy would come in and like teach you all about the salmon. And I remember that happening because it was a dead male salmon. And he said that he was like, if you push on them, even after they're dead, they'll still, and it did it. It fucking like squirted
this
jizz out.
This dude just straight up squirted it. And the reason I thought of this recently is Katie and I were on the phone together, and I couldn't remember the word Milt.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
You're
I'm like,
what is salmon jizz
No,
called?
that's what I kept saying. I'm like, what is it called? Because I was trying to explain this field trip to her, and I'm like, what is that called?
Can that be the name of the episode?
What?
Milt.
Milt? We can call it Milt.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm going to write that down, though. But yeah, so that was weird. I also remember my most pointless field trip I ever went on. So I want to hear your favorite, though, first.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, like we did do a lot of outdoor stuff.
The outdoor stuff was always fun.
I will say it was mostly animals. Like I don't think I remember stuff that wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever go to a play or anything? I don't think so. I don't know. But I remember Northwest Trek. Have you ever been there?
I have never been there, and I've always wanted to go.
That was really cool because we had gone to like zoos and aquariums and shit. But
you're in a car, right?
You're in like this tram, and the whole area is just open to these animals. So like they can go wherever. They're not in like cages or anything. Like they can just go wherever.
It's like Jurassic Park.
And then they can come up to your tram, and like there's like buffaloes and shit, like, or bison, I suppose. Just like walking around, and they like walk up to your.
Do you get to pet the buffalo?
What?
Do you get to pet the buffalo?
I touched something, but I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was a buffalo, but
Ooh.
It was crazy. And like, yeah, it was interesting. So I like that idea a little bit more because nothing's like in a cage, and you can kind of see a little bit more of what they would naturally be like. And we did a lot of like animal stuff.
You just reminded me.
I
think so I was in this program in the river called the optional program. That was the name of it. It was like special classes for like gifted, quote unquote.
Oh, yeah,
it was really just, it wasn't even gifted. I think it was more like alternate teaching, like alternative ways to teach.
Okay.
It was one where we combined grades. But every year to end, the optional program had like a camp, and they'd take us to this park, like kind of out in the wilderness. And then it was a giant field. And then if you walked a little bit away from the field, you'd notice you were actually on the coast. And there were these tidal mud flats and these big hills and these canals that were cut in. And we would just mess around all day there.
That's
like
so
for like,
cool.
and I remember that being like, actually this place is in Alaska that I have memories of that I want to try to go to now as an adult. And I have no idea where these parks are. I kind of want to ask someone's parents that live there. I don't know if my mom would remember, but someone's...
Would your dad remember?
Maybe. But this was in Eel River, so my dad didn't know it as well as Fairbanks. But that was probably the best field trip because it wasn't really a field trip. It was more just like a celebrate the end of summer, end of the school year by hanging out in this park.
We got to go on some of those and like... Because every other field trip is supposed to be like educational, right? But then if you did patrol in 5th grade, you got to go to Wild Waves at the end of the year. 4th and 5th grade. You got to go to Wild Waves at the end of the year. And then one grade, we all got to go to Wild Waves. 30. Oh. And I think we had like a senior barbecue or whatever, like stuff like that. But that was I don't know. That never really felt like a field trip.
Yeah.
We did a lot of I did leadership.
That's why
and
I'm
shit.
like, I don't know if that counts as a field trip.
Yeah, I did leadership and shit like that, and that we always had separate field trip stuff for that, where you'd like go to the other schools or like have a meeting with all the Renton schools or whatever. Or we went to like leadership conferences, which we went to this one, and I didn't realize I was so particular about comedy at the time because I was like 18 or not even. I was probably 17, and it's this huge conference at Highline Community College, right? So it's their whole gym, and it's all these different schools from the area. And this guy is on stage, and he has the exact like cadence of Dane Cook, like, but he's like a motivational speaker kind of guy, right?
Really?
And it was irritating me so much. And I kept saying it. I was like, he's just trying to be Dane Cook, like that's what he's going for. And it was so funny now that I think about it, because I was like,
he was
kind of a comedy
Cook inspirational impersonator.
It was weird. And then the second guy got up, and I really liked him. He was super cool, really big black guy who I think played football professionally before, and he had like really good stuff to say, and he like stepped backwards and the stage wasn't like connected correctly, so he fell into it and like hurt his knee really bad, so we didn't get to like hear his whole speech.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was sad. Anyways, but I mean, those were fun.
Those are the weird things you remember, though.
I didn't love like the leadership stuff all the time. Like I went to leadership camp, and that's like wasn't my favorite thing. But like camp counselors and stuff. That's not really a chaperone, but
I was a summer camp counselor. I only did it 1 year, and because only did it 1 year, I was a counselor. And if I'd have done it the year before, that year I did it, I could have been a rover, which was a way cooler job. A rover picked up and like gave the counselors breaks, but when they weren't giving them breaks, they were just straight up fucking around,
just hanging out.
You would just be like in this room,
just
and they
wet
brought
hot American summer.
Yeah, and they broke out a Nintendo 64, and they were just playing on 64, which pissed me off.
Break out the 64.
Meanwhile, I had these kids, but they were actually all cool. I actually found all of their thank you letters.
Oh.
Which is crazy. I found those, and I
cute.
kept them because I didn't want to. I don't think I threw them away. I think I kept them.
I keep shit like that too.
But my most pointless field trip of all time.
Okay.
I was in Eagle River. Still, the best and the worst. And there was a rich kid in my class whose dad, I believe, was some sort of CEO, CFO, vice president of something thing at the Hilton hotel chain.
Okay.
And they just took us to the Hilton in Anchorage, which at the time was probably the fanciest hotel. And we just ate a really fancy lunch. And then he said some bullshit for like 10 minutes. And then his son, the guy in our class, his name was Colin, I think, wore a fancy ass suit. And that was it. There was no reason to be doing it. It was just like completely pointless. And it almost felt like this little kid, his dad was like, yeah, come get a free lunch at the Hilton and I'll talk about business. When really his son was just like, I just get to brag about how rich my parents are, huh?
I
like
guess.
that.
That's so weird. That's not really
It was weird. I don't even know if there was a point
I feel like I'm trying to remember more. Oh, this was the weirdest one. We just rode the bus once.
What?
Yep. Like as a class, we just rode the metro bus together.
Like just to learn about public transportation or something?
I guess, yeah. It was only like a half an hour long, but you had to have like a slip and everything still.
Do they just want to... I mean, that's actually kind of smart because they want to teach you about public transportation.
Yeah, I think so. But it was so short. I remember specifically because that was one of the first times I really had a concept of time where I was like 20 minutes versus a half an hour. Like how long is that? Because it really only took like 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, sweet field trip. We get to go. And they're like, oh, it's only going to be like 20 minutes. And I was like, what? The fuck? I forgot that was so weird.
It's so weird, but what's funny is that's the weirdest one, but probably one of the most
practical,
useful and practical
for sure.
when you think about it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because at that point you could, you probably hadn't ridden the public transport.
I'm gonna transport you to another land, listener.
Oh, I want to
a land of magic.
So bad.
Quit what? Talking?
Just life.
Don't.
So at that, like, I remember being asked at somewhere, like, have you ever ridden the metro bus? And I was like, I have. It was a field trip once.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is weird.
I mean, I've ridden it since then.
Glad we both had weird ass field trips. Anyway, being a chaperone.
Yes.
I think the main point of wanting to be a chaperone is it's selfish. You look like a boss. Like, and also if you're cool, you are a boss.
As the parent or whatever, you don't have to go to work.
Good point.
Yeah,
you get out of work.
My parents would get out of work. I mean, some parents don't.
And it's
work.
completely justified because they're like, you have a kid.
I don't know why this made me laugh so hard. We were going on this field trip in 7th grade. It was for our science class. And Brandy, this is when Brandy, my best friend, and I kind of got to know each other. We sat next to each other in this class. And this is before I really knew her family, and I know them very well now. But he handed out slips like, oh, see if your parents want to chaperone. And Brandy takes one, and she's like, I'll see if she wants to. She might still be on probation. And I was like, what? Like at the time, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, and there's this whole story about how she slapped some girl. But it's pretty funny. But now I know them, and they're such, good people. It was just so funny at the time.
Yeah.
She's like, and Brandy just wild at the time, being like, I don't know, my mom. See if she can get out of jail for this. Like, okay, calm down.
Dude, I want to mention, by the way, I haven't mentioned the most important piece of why we're talking about this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
My wonderful girlfriend, she's a teacher.
Oh, yeah.
And she does student class trips. And if I go, I would be a chaperone.
There you go.
And I have the option.
I think that's
to
worth
be
it.
Very cool.
Again, those trips are so different than being like a field trip. Like it's a smaller group of kids who usually want to be, I didn't go to Spain on accident. I was definitely like there for Spanish and being like, that was my favorite class. So, I think it's like a different group of kids you're going to be with in a situation like that. And you get to see fucking cool, it's always some international trip. It's really cool. Yeah.
She went to Greece with them.
That's
last year.
awesome.
That's cool.
That's definitely worth doing, I think.
Totally.
Being the cool chaperone in Greece.
I want to be the cool chaperone. That's all our dream. All our dreams are to be cool chaperones one day.
It's in
all
your top
dreams.
5 goals. See as many naked bodies as possible and be a cool chaperone. Not at the same time.
Yeah, those should not happen at the same time. Good save. Do you want to do the top 5 turnaround?
Yes.
Top 5 turnaround.
Okay. Things are going great, you guys. Okay, top 5 turnaround. This is what I kind of made this one up on my own a little bit.
I like that. I honestly don't think we have to go off the internet. I think if you think of something, we should go with it.
Okay, I like that. I appreciate that.
I think you're a great list author.
Thank you.
Author.
That means a lot to me. Tell that.
Tother.
This would be the worst celebrities to have chaperone an event. So you could take it from if you were the kid, but then I feel like you would probably want them. Well,
so
maybe.
why? Just say objectively.
Why would you not want them to be going on a field trip with your kid?
Why you wouldn't, or why you would?
Oh, would. Sorry, would.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Why they would be good to chaperone your child.
All right.
Forgot how the game worked.
That's okay.
Number 1, Sarah Palin.
Why?
Wait, hold on. I gotta tell you how I got this list. I just Googled worst celebrities, and there's a website called, I think, Top 10 or something like that, where people vote on things, and so this was kind of, I skipped around a little bit, but these are celebrities that people have voted for as the worst celebrities. So.
Sarah Palin, you ready?
Yep.
Whole platform. She's a mama grizzly. She's gonna take care of your kids.
Okay, boom. Done.
Boom.
She
That's
will
like
shoot anybody that
she will.
gets...
What she's gonna do is your kids are gonna be walking. Let's say at the zoo. She's gonna get in her helicopter because you know she's got one. She's got like probably like a 30-06 rifle, and she's just gonna be above your kids, waiting for someone to jump on them.
Talk about a hover bomb,
and
or
she's
whatever.
gonna
What do you say?
Hover mom? Aquamom?
No.
Octomom?
Are you a hover parent when you like are around all the time? You don't let them do anything. That sounds wrong with
parental terms because I think kids are disgusting. So.
Okay, I mean they are gross, but you know.
Yeah. I like that voice though.
Yeah.
So I nailed it.
That's good. Well, then, yeah, your kid probably wouldn't even, be that influenced by her because she'd be up in the helicopter.
Yeah, and they wouldn't even know. And so they just as long as you be like, hey, just let Sarah Palin like protect you, but don't listen to a word that idiot says. That's what you got to do.
Okay. Number 2, Kanye West.
Kanye West. Oh, do you want your kid to be super creative? Because that's what's going to happen. He's a very creative guy.
Yeah, he would support some creativity. I would think that he would take some field trip and make it into something way different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he could... I don't know why I'm jumping in on this so much.
I was going to say, you're definitely playing the game right now, but I'm fine with it.
You go to the Science Center and you'd be like, let's make the Science Center a music video or whatever. You know?
Also, I feel like he had a lot of his early music was about school.
That's true. Great point.
So he can relate to you and like talk to you about it. So
college dropout.
Yeah, that's right. So good morning.
Great song.
Yeah, we're gonna get this podcast taken down because I did that. Whoops.
I don't know what song it is. Okay,
Good
number
morning?
3, Snooki. Snickers.
Well, doesn't she have children? She has children.
Well, I'm saying she's chaperoning a bunch of children. Some people can be a good parent and not be good in a group of kids.
Here's the thing about those Jersey Shore folks, okay?
Jersey Shore
folks is they are very protective of one another.
I had unprotected sex and now I have a Jersey Shore.
Everyone stop what you're doing. We've just hit it. We've hit podcast singularity. Episode 170.
Ooh, there it is.
We're perfect.
Got it.
Unprotected sex had a Jersey Shore. That's it. We've done it. I feel like you could even skip this one.
I could just skip comedy altogether.
What I was going to say, though,
give me an award.
Is they have I feel like they're very close as a crew.
Okay.
And if you tell Snooki, hey, this group of kids is your crew, you're going to be fist bumping your way.
A real team feel, team bonding.
Yeah. Also, what are the fundamentals of being in the Jersey Shore? Gym, tan, laundry. Tanning, probably bad for kids. But gym
but being
and
outside,
laundry,
I mean, I know some of them are going to tanning, but being outside is good for kids, so that's fine.
There you go. So the 3 fundamentals, your kids are going to know how to do their own laundry. They're going to stay active, and they're going to go outside.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's great. Oh, good one.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4.
Number 4.
Donald Trump.
Donald J.
Yep.
Sure.
He is technically chaperoning the country right now.
He's going to chaperone your kids and teach them how not to use social media. That's what's going to happen.
That's true.
Also,
maybe it would keep him off Twitter for a second.
Is he the president of the United States at this point? Because guess what? Now your kids are Secret Serviced. No big deal.
Ooh.
They got all those agents around them protecting them.
There you go.
As Donald takes them through the Washington Mall.
I would assume he wouldn't actually do anything. I
don't think so.
Probably
I think he would be so
Secret
terrified of all those children
and
their parents.
He doesn't even like his own kids.
No, I think he would be
Except
super
for Ivanka.
chill. Too much. But yeah, I think he wouldn't be too bad, honestly. On this list of potential failures, yeah, I think he's also, you got to think about this too. He's an old man.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not going to move too fast.
Yeah.
He's going to be a nice leisurely pace. If anything, he's just going to be like that uncle that you had that loves to hear himself talk.
He's way more detrimental on Twitter than he is in real life.
Yeah,
because he is old.
In fact, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is he's going to talk to your kids and he's going to spend the entire time talking to them. And you're going to be like, hey, what did Donald Trump tell you? And their kids are going to be like, absolutely nothing. Because he talks in gibberish sentences that make no sense. So
I want to go to school forever.
Yeah. If anything, it's I remember school was cool. School is fun. You're great. This is the greatest school ever. That's what it's going to be like the whole day.
This school is tremendous.
If anything, your kid's going to just not like him, just like you. So
yeah, probably. Okay. Last one, number 5, Lindsay Lohan. Ooh.
Lindsay Lohan.
Lilo.
Here's the thing about Lindsay Lohan is if you had twins, you know how good she'd be to those twins? Because she was in the Parent Trap. She knows all about it. Here's the thing about me. I don't know a lot about Lindsay Lohan except her really old movies she did.
Oh, a lot of drugs and stuff. At the end, remember that?
Oh,
At the end, she's not dead, but
Yeah, you know what though?
She lived in Chateau Marmont for like a month.
That's cool. You know what I feel like Lindsay Lohan though? She's been through so much that she would know. She's lived a lot of life, which is someone you want like helping your like being around your kids to be like.
It's true, and she has had a lot of like I should be a better person type of moments. So maybe she would use her experience to warn.
It would be a do as I say, not as I do kind of thing, and she'd teach your kids about that. And then also, she seems like a nice lady. You know,
she has always seemed nice. Like I mean, maybe not the most responsible employee, but
hey kids. You bored right now? Do you want to see a great comedy film? Mean Girls. Let's put it in right now.
Great.
And then it'd be like having commentary for Mean Girls.
I assume that when she chaperones things, she just plays her own movie.
She just plays Mean Girls and Parent Trap. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun day for your kids.
Yeah. That's nice. I think you did a great job on that.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
I feel pretty good about myself.
I think you should always.
Thank you.
Yep, we all should. Okay.
Do you want to take the quiz now?
Yes. Quiz.
Attend high school. And we'll reveal
this is actually really relevant,
which Disney princess is your bae.
Okay.
Before anyone else.
Disney princess.
School starts at 8 a.m. What time did you wake up? 5:30, 6, 6:30, 7, 7:30, or 8? Monica, go.
7:30. Definitely a roll out of bed and go, but still on time.
I wake up at 7. Because
Okay.
I would be prepared, but not too prepared.
I used to eat Eggos in the bathroom.
You did?
Like every day.
You still do that. What's your favorite subject?
True.
History, math, English, science, foreign language, or art?
Foreign language.
Ooh,
my
Spanish
class was by far my favorite.
I'm going to say science. I
Okay.
loved science in high school. I really did. You forgot your homework for first period. What do? Keep your head down. Tell your teacher I'll get it to him later. Ask if I can bring it in tomorrow. Pretend you did it. Admit you forgot to do it. Or something else. I don't know what something else is.
Well, so are you not turning it in? I mean, how are you?
This is what do you do when you realize you didn't do it? Like, this is just the reaction to it.
Right,
So
but, I'd pretend that I did.
You pretended you did it?
For sure.
I would ask if I can just bring it in tomorrow. I was very open about failing and doing. You know why? Because I got caught one time.
Oh, I did it constantly where I was like either doing it in class or like just I would not turn it in and then try and sneak it in later somehow.
Well, I think for some reason I was in a flustered hurry and I told my teacher that I didn't do it. And then I grabbed a friend sheet and I just copied this down and I turned it in. She's like, did you just copy this in front of me? And I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, you're getting a 0. And I got really upset and I cried, I think. And ever since then I was very honest about it.
Well, yeah.
Just a true Hollywood story behind me. A substitute teacher is lecturing today. During second period, there was no break there. What are you doing? I just read it that way. A substitute teacher is lecturing today during second period. What are you doing? Doodling, listening, doing work for another class, napping, zoning out, or texting.
Ugh, it's a tough one. I think doing work for another class probably.
Okay.
I was kind of always working on something else.
I'm actually going to be listening.
I did text a lot in high school.
I really liked having the substitute teacher days because I wanted to see how they ticked.
Yeah, they're usually watching a movie or something.
It's funny that, a funny thing that just popped up next to my, like a funny side story that popped up on BuzzFeed and said, it's a quiz. How is this a quiz? Have you ever had sex with a micro penis? It's just next to the.
Are you supposed to take the quiz and be like, "Oh, that was a micro penis"? Like you didn't know it. You will know.
And then the pictures are the Jason Biggs from American Pie, and then just some like Abercrombie and Fitch model. Like one of them has a micro penis, and they're not going to tell you which one. Third period is a free period, and you remember you have a test. Next period you forgot. Oh gosh, why can I not read? Third period is a free period, and you remember you have a test. Next period you forgot to study for. How do you spend it? Do you study in the library? Do you hang out with friends? Do you go home for the period? Do you take selfies in the bathroom? Do you get some food? Or do you nap?
I probably hung out with friends.
You have tests and you forgot to study for. I did a lot of cram studying.
Yeah,
and I will stay study in the library, but really it was just like outside in the hallway.
Right, yeah.
It's fifth period and you get called into the principal's office. Why? I don't know. I've been drawing on lockers. I'm failing. I cheated on a test. I've been cutting class, or I violated the dress code. I never got called at the principal's office.
I never did either. It was usually for like a sports thing or like whatever was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I don't know.
I'm going to put I don't know,
but
too.
I think I'm going to go with I violated the dress code. Not in that like I wore short stuff or anything, but maybe I had like a shirt with something inappropriate on it. Yeah.
It just said butts across it.
I had a shirt that said "Great in Bed," like GR8NBED.
Oh,
When I was like 16.
that's not okay.
No.
Which club are you attending after school? Gay Straight Alliance, Model UN, French Club, Cooking Club, Math Team, or Yearbook? Math Team?
None of these.
Yeah, I thought that same thing. So
The only club I was a part of was, well, I guess leadership was, Highlander Club, which was part of the executive board of ASB, was Girls Club and Boys Club, and Brandy and I were Girls Club, and the two guys who were really good friends of ours, but they didn't do shit, were Boys Club, and together it's Highlander Club. So we had our own meetings separate from like any other ASB leadership stuff, and that was Highlander Club.
I really
so
thought,
we ran those, and that was really fun.
I really thought Highlander Club was like a cool Scottish, like competitive.
We fought each other.
They fought each other with claymore swords. That's way
No,
less
and then
interesting.
I was in Spanish Club. That was it.
You know what? Let's pick which one out of these we'd actually want to be a part of.
I guess French Club. Can we just say it's Spanish Club?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Model UN.
Ooh, there you go.
Because I had a class in college where we kind of did a Model UN kind of thing, but it was about like a foreign policy crisis, and we each played different roles. I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, sounds great.
What are your plans when you get home? Do you hang out with friends? Do you watch TV? Do you do homework? Do you spend time with the family? Do you listen to music, or do you sleep?
Right when you get home?
Yeah. Maybe we'll say like the next 2 hours after you get home.
I would say, I don't know.
And which one dominates the most?
I did a lot of napping right after school because I usually had practice later or something. But I was always so tired.
Just a sleepy time tea?
Yeah. But other than that, I would probably watch TV. So I don't. I'm gonna go sleeping just because I feel like it's more realistic. But
Okay.
oh, hey girl.
I think I'm gonna go with probably watching TV. I was a big fan of like those after school like That 70s Show reruns and stuff like that, like sitcom reruns. So I would say watch TV.
Okay.
You want to say who you got, or want me to go first?
Oh, you go first.
All right. I got Belle.
What? Fuck you.
From Beauty and the Beast. She's my bae. I'm a beast. I'm a monster. Moving on.
She's a smart lady. She likes books. She's French. They're in France.
Bonjour. Ho, ho, ho.
She has a good father-daughter relationship, what I think is important for the development of a woman.
I have a candlestick that talks to me.
Boom.
Boom.
Okay, I got Jasmine. Yeah.
A whole new
What's
world.
up? I'd take it. I think, well, I know that I was Jasmine for like 3 Halloweens in a row when I was very little.
Nice.
I was a big fan. I think Aladdin was my favorite movie when I was younger.
Really good.
It's like, really good.
It's hard for me because you want to love, like, Lion King's a classic, but Aladdin...
It's a rags to riches kind of story, and
just a street rat when it opens. It's so good.
It's a love story where they're not supposed to be together, and for a second you think they're not going to, but they got to make it work anyway. You know, like that kind of thing. And it's almost like Titanic.
It is.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
You know, she's supposed to be with someone else, this other rich guy who's a dickhead, but
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane is the Gaston of real life.
But, you know, they realize that this love is more important than those other things, and then they die.
Wow.
Or he dies. I'm kidding. But this, like, I liked Aladdin as the character
I did
a lot.
too. Well, I was just all about that genie swag.
And he, like, I forget this, but like the magic carpet ride and stuff, you know, I know the genie is there and that's really helping him, but he's so like trying to impress her. Like he's being so good to her, you know, and that's it's the kind of thing you want to see in a prince. From, you know, a lot of the other movies, you don't see too much of the prince, and like the Beast has his own issues going on.
He's like an animal.
Yeah.
Just
so
like
you don't,
me.
But in Aladdin, it's really about him. So you see a lot of what he's really like. And he is this good guy who's, you know, helping out his monkey.
I relate to the Beast because I eat a lot of stuff off the floor.
He doesn't really eat off the floor, though. He's got a whole, you know.
Well, stuff falls on the floor. I imagine he eats it because he's a beast.
He's got a sweet castle, though.
I want a castle.
Me too. I like castles. Not creepy castles, but like...
nice castles?
Yeah, like Sleeping Beauty's castle or Cinderella's castle.
Try to watch a show on castles one day. and like you and I on Netflix, and it just was like weird cast. It was just kind of boring.
Yeah, I feel like all those old castles get kind of creepy and stuff, and it's not as exciting for me as I want it to be. Are you tangled up in the cord there? But I do, I like a good castle. That's all.
Good castle's great.
I'm just trying to think. So this is my bay. Like this is
your before anyone else.
I think Jasmine is. And that's the other part about Aladdin is that the Sultan's actually a good guy. Like he's a silly, goofy dude, your dad, but he's like a sweet guy.
He is.
And like that would you want your in-laws to be fun?
You got Raja.
Oh fuck! Hell
How
yes.
did you forget Raja?
Oh duh, that's
you
definitely
got a
the most
big kitty.
biggest part. Ah. Sorry.
I love Raja.
Me too. And he's just like a sweet, like she's in charge of a tiger.
That's her best friend.
Yeah, and you're just walking around like, hey, this is my girlfriend and our tiger.
So are we going in this theory that you're you, and there is no Aladdin, or that you're Aladdin? I'm going to say
think it would be.
It's more fun if we're just maybe if we're Aladdin and we're the beast and I'm the beast.
I'm just thinking of me as Aladdin.
I'm thinking of me as the beast.
I think I'm pretty similar to Aladdin. Though.
Also, I'm not afraid to ballroom dance.
Yeah.
I got some swagger.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we are the princes in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Princes. He's
Two
not really
princes.
a prince. I don't know.
Princes who adore you.
Well, that's cool because then you have magic carpet and.
I mean, you have a magic carpet, but I have a army of talking house people.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to say servants. That's harsh, but like
because half of them
house.
weren't.
How about house staff?
Yeah, and they seemed like they got along. They wanted to be there. It wasn't like they were forced.
Can I make a quick comment about the Beauty and the Beast live action movie?
Yeah, that we saw.
The more I think about it, the more I think that the prince is weird looking. Because
At
you
the
got that
end?
weird face paint stuff on.
Oh yeah.
That looks weird as shit.
Yeah.
It makes me feel creepy on the inside. I don't like it.
It did look kind of creepy. I didn't really like it, but that's
it's just the way it is. It's
costuming
French
thing, I guess.
I guess it's French.
Oh, the French.
As old as time.
Are you as old as time?
Oh boy, Shog as old as rhyme. Give me more Bengay.
Oh man, Jersey Shore. That's really what I take.
If you take one thing from this episode, it should be the Jersey Shore joke. I'm proud. I feel like this is our proudest comedic achievement.
I think we've done pretty good.
Do you want to do the charity real quick?
Yeah, I do. Oh gosh, I almost forgot this one.
Charity is
this time I looked up
time.
specifically charities that had 100% rating, top rating, which is
giving them hundos.
Yeah, and I went through it. So this one is called Our Children, but it's like HOUR.
Like our?
Yeah, and what it does is it helps incarcerated mothers, kind of like during the time so they can visit their kids, but then also afterwards in that transition period.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, and their idea is to kind of help with that intergenerational cycle of going back to prison and stuff. Like if your parent and then that's who's raising you, sometimes that helps. So if they can help in that transition back to being part of society, then it's better for the kids and stuff. I think that's really cool. So, ourchildren.org.
I like that a lot. I've been thinking a lot lately because of current events about the idea of like second chances and forgiving people, I don't think I have to explain any further what this is about. And I think this is great. Because I think it's what they're doing is they're helping someone with their second chance, which is noble, and I think it's a good thing because I definitely think throwing
for
people
women specifically, it's like 90% of cases are like drug related or something. It's never like a violent situation. So if you can help them stay away from that path, and then like these kids should have their parents if they can. You know what I mean? Like that's always the goal, is to have them with their actual parents and not in some system or whatever. And so if you can help them in that situation, it's better for the kid. It's still safer for the kid,
Yeah, I really like that. Is it just ourchildren.org?
Yes, it is.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it was pretty cool when I read about it. Oh, charities.
Charities are the best. I think what time are we at right now?
58. $8.34.
Well, I mean, I think we should reiterate again. Thank you to all the people that came to see 80 for 80.
Yeah, and soon we'll know exactly what platform and when it's going to come out for everyone to see. So we'll keep track of that.
I just realized a big announcement.
What?
By this time, we're going to have a Patreon.
Shit. Yeah, we totally forgot.
We're going to have a Patreon by now.
We should have done that up top.
Yeah,
yes.
we can talk about it next episode too.
Yeah,
But
so Patreon, what are we doing?
We're just going to do, so the way it works is we don't want, if you want to support us, that's very nice of you, and we can't thank you enough.
Right.
But we don't want you paying us more than $1 a month.
Right.
So if you have $1 to spare on us a month, then please see our Patreon page. It's just Hug Life Podcast.
Yeah.
And we'll have links on it.
The Amazon banner helps so much, but also, because we have to pay for stuff.
Just pay for hosting and pay for our internet bill.
Right,
and
all this stuff. So just $1 a month, I like it. It's just nice of you guys to do that, but that seems so easy.
Mm-hmm. And I think there's usually with this is incentives for this, and we don't really have any for any bonus content yet.
Right now, yeah.
But I think if you donate $1, we'll shout you out on the podcast.
Yeah, we would love that.
That's something we can do.
Yes.
And it makes us feel good, and it's bustin' makes me feel good.
Right. I don't know. We love doing this, and it's fun, and it's been nice and free forever, and it should still be available for whatever you want. And I feel like
it's still free if you don't.
Yeah, if you feel like you can give us $1, then do it.
And if you can't, no biggie. Yeah. We're just happy you're listening to us.
All good. And we will get some cool stuff available that, special Patreon stuff or whatever.
I'm going to have Danny paint a nude portrait of me.
And
then
a
we're going to print it.
Snuggling.
It's me. It's going to be like that Burt Reynolds photo with the puppies, but it's going to be holding a baby dugong over my junk. And then...
Are you in the water?
Partially. I'll be in 3 inches of water, and the sun will be coming down, and there'll be a sweet reflection off the waves, and it's me holding a very happy baby dugong in front of my baby dugong.
Your dudong?
My dudong. Why didn't I say dudong the first time? That would have been so much better than referring to my penis as a baby dugong.
All of everything on the Jersey Shore thing. So
we really did. All our comedic mojo. I did write that as the description to say, also Monica says the greatest joke of all time.
I know I want to use it as a quote, but I'm not going to because I feel like people need it.
We have a lot of other good ones too, like transport or
that was just me not being able to talk for shit.
Something about milting.
We got Milt, yes.
Yeah, we got some great stuff going on.
Good deal.
Or baby doo-dong.
Baby doo-dong.
So we have a lot. Monica, is there anything you want to say to the listener before we leave?
Oh yeah, one more thing. I love you so much.
This has been a Potaholics Comedy Network presentation. Potaholics.com